Hello, I'm back to play some more Islanders. Last time I guess I should say I was stuck at figuring out what building to play next in the massive dependency tree that is this many buildings. I was getting a little bit mad at myself, or not mad, but like frustrated that I was playing too quickly and I was getting less points than what I could be getting otherwise. Do I need to, though? Do I need to get frustrated with myself? If I play faster, it just means I can get onto other challenges quicker and I can get more points in those ones instead. I feel like speeding up my gameplay isn't that bad. So this time around, I'm going to be... I want to say faster and looser with my buildings. I might not end up getting there, but we'll see. We'll see. I was like saying that like, oh, maybe playing cliff houses right now isn't as beneficial because like I could be playing something else. I'm just going to continue playing my cliff houses wherever the wisp is, which... Where did it bounce off to? That's something that I need to remember now. Let me like have a building that scores off of a bunch of other ones. Or let me, here. We can use a boon for this actually. So Precious can earn 1 point from all buildings that don't normally affect its score. So that means that any building in its range is going to be detected by it. So now I can do this to see, the wisp is over here. What a funny interaction. Okay, so that means that it's on, I think, like this shaman or something, or this cliff house. Let me try putting a cliff house closer. It's on this cliff house up here. Okay, so I could just continue playing cliff houses in this corner. I'm not too mad at myself for getting these placements off. I definitely don't want to destroy that tree, though, if this is doing it. But I will put it up higher, so 32 points is good. It might not be perfect. I'm fine if I'm placing buildings that aren't perfect. Gonna have to be. 35 points also seems pretty good. We leave 1 square of space above it. I really don't want to place this 2x2 right here in like prime real estate, so that's a building that I might save for elsewhere. Where would I put it if I were to play it elsewhere? I could play it back over here for like 20, roughly. This might help score markets or harbors or things that scale off of cliff houses. I'm not 100% certain on what would, but probably something. I do only have 22 of these left, so after I finish building on like this cliffside in here, I'm going to use mansions to bounce it hopefully onto this side to then play the rest of my cliff houses over here. That's the plan going into this. Might change as I make more decisions. This wall platform here, I think I wanted to play it like really far off to the left, so it doesn't matter if a building goes underneath it. Or no, I wanted to play it low on these city centers. Do I think I could play 2, like this one wall platform, and then, hold on, this guy, and then I think I can rotate him off to the left somehow here. So like this, yes, that's 1, and then hopefully I can play a building on top of it, and then 2 up here, but that doesn't feel like it's going to give me enough space to play houses. This already feels pretty close for houses. Actually, I can double check that by seeing if a mansion scores on it from underneath. I think, no, that extra 6 points is coming from over there. It's not coming from up top. Okay, so that means that I might have enough space for it. I think I'll go for that then. Am I fine playing these now? Any city centers left to play? I think I've already played 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's all of them in the original drop pool. I'm not going to be playing around reshuffled buildings. Yes, this is a green wall platform. I'll find other green wall platforms in the future if I need them. I want to block as little of this space as possible, though, so I had to walk it out here and then pull it in. It's good enough. It's good enough. Surely. Okay, and then after playing this one, I could check with a mansion just to make sure that there's enough space on this side for a building. Not exact, it's not perfect, but it's something. I like it. What about a house scoring in that area? Much more than a mansion. Probably going to be a house that slots in here or something. We'll figure that out in the future, especially after I play this wall platform. I think, yeah, there's no way that I can get underneath here for space. If I need to get underneath here, that's still very easy from both sides. And if I play one more wall platform on top, I'm still not blocking myself off from any positions that I would otherwise get. Except for maybe cliff houses along here, but those aren't, like, necessary. I did say that I didn't want to play too many wall platforms over here because I think this is going to be like more a central location, like playing a wall platform off of this side. It's also beside a bunch of my other buildings, but I've got 5 of the guys left. I'm going to draw more, and I'm going to draw a lot more houses. I need good spots to play them. I would like this to work out. I'm really hoping that I don't have to go here to make it high enough, and that this is going to be high enough to play houses and mansions underneath it, but it does not look like it. It really does look like I'm going to have to resort to this. Let me actually try this. Do I think this is enough? So if I put it up this high, the like, I guess, leg that's coming down from the wall platform is exactly touching the wall platform underneath it. What do my other wall platforms stacked on top of each other that, like, allow for just enough space look like? It's going to be really hard to tell. I don't think I could tell from the backside of this guy. Not really, no. Alright, well, this one has a... Is that a large gap? Let me see if I can line up a different wall platform on it better. So if I line up this guy here in line with the other wall platform up top, it looks like the leg is, yeah, roughly at that position. I think that I'm fine to lock in this wall platform. I should just be doing that. I think if I play it up here, I'll give enough space to be able to stack houses underneath it and still houses on top of this wall platform. Let's try it here first, I guess. If I'm good to lock in that position underneath, may as well do this. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. I'm just overthinking it again. I'm overthinking it again. As I say that, I press the undo button. I think stacking the wall platforms here is fine compared to having it angle in this direction. I don't even know. Okay, if there's a way to angle it in between these two spots, I'd take it, but it's not looking like I can find it again. I don't know what changed from last time. I feel like I was able to get that angle off, but could be going crazy. If I play it here, is there any way that I can get a house to play, like, on top of this angled slope? So, like, where is it? House. Oh, there is. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so there was a recent post made in the Discord from Woolly Bear talking about like how how buildings need to be placed. You can imagine the corner of the building as a foot that needs to be touching some part of ground. So if I go to play a, let's say for example this park that I played, there didn't used to be this cliff house. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. I think it might also have checks in the center. I'm not sure. There might be more feet than just the corners, but there's at least 1 foot per corner. 1 foot per corner. When you were to play a park, grab it again, that goes over an edge. Actually, let me see if there's an edge that I can do this on. Okay, yeah, right here. So this edge. Do you see how this park is playable? That's because this top right corner is playable. This bottom, so yeah, top right, bottom left, and top left corner. All of them are over top of some kind of ground. The second that I try to put that corner over that cliff, it does not allow it to be played. You can see that it's kind of like mapping exactly to the outside. Like, you can see me drag this along the edge and how it's only allowing it to be played then, right? This is not a valid placement. Where would I be able to get a valid placement? I think this is playing a bit too low, so it's not allowing me. This works. Okay, another thing that you have to worry about is like how different these are in relation to each other, how low this is and how high this is, if they're not completely flush with each other. Too much of a slope and a building won't play. If you are playing something like a mason, it needs a certain slope as well, but like that's just normal. And again, it's, I think masons are completely different because there's, what is it, like no feet that I could really tell apart from each other. Like, look at... I'm not going to go over masons. I understand how parks and other, like, square or rectangular buildings work. I can also show you this with a house. If I were to play this building right here, it can't go over the edge because then the corner is going to drag over the edge. If I were to play it here, it's allowed to, but only... Yeah. It hits the exact same, like, points as a park. It does not look like... Hold on. It does not look like there's a point on the inside here, or that might be exactly where my cursor is, so I'm never able to play it there. Another thing, your building is centered around where your cursor is going to be played, or like where your cursor is, apart from when you get it to an edge that it doesn't really like say I try putting it to the edge of the wall platform, what it's going to do is allow my cursor to unlock and drag away from the building. That will allow you to get your cursor a little bit lower than usual, a little bit further to one side than usual. That will allow for like really weird plateau spots where you see how this plateau is being played like on the cliffside. It's because my cursor is on the cliffside. But as soon as I drag that up a little bit, it starts moving up. My cursor is now on this cliff. So the plateau's trying to be played a bit higher, and it can't. Plateaus, think about as really, really big parks. They just need a little bit of space on their corners to be able to be played. So this guy right here, completely valid, because there's a space inside of this wall that allows it. There's a space a little bit lower, because plateaus, you can see that they extend downwards a bit. They're one of, I think, like, they're one of very few, or if not the only buildings that will extend downwards to be able to check for, like, a playable spot. Oh, wait a second. I was thinking about, what if I play 2 plateaus down here for wheat fields? What if I were to just take a page from Wooly's book and go crazy with it? I'm not going to be playing many more cliff houses in here. I might, let me see, do they scale off plateaus? Why would they? They don't want to be played down there. They're not expecting me to play plateaus in the middle of a mountainside. Oh, that's great. Okay, well, 68-point position in the future. And I'll have to keep an eye out for more of those. I'll wait for playing my masons somewhere in this area, but I definitely don't want to block it off by playing in that corner. Maybe the masons go over here. I'm still uncertain as to where the masons go. I might continue going with the cliff houses. By the time I swap over to mansions, then I'll need to play that plateau. So where was I again? Cliff houses here, mansions here, cliff houses here, but I played wall platforms here just because they felt good, I guess. Oh, because I wanted to see if this house fit in, and this cliff house fit in, and it does very nicely, so I'll play it. Then we get a smaller cliff house to play over here. Very nice, very nice. I'm worried if I play it too high here that it's not going to save a block of space underneath. I guess I can push it all the way up instead of all the way down, and that'll use up the space. Well, do I eke out the extra 1 point for 31 points? I mean, I've done so much work on this level already that maybe I'll continue with eking out points. This building going here for 34 seems good. I need another 2x1 or a couple singletons to fill up that space above me now, but I'll figure that out when I get there. Or I get the singleton that I need. I was saving some singletons for spaces over here because I wanted to put as many condensed cliff houses. I wanted to put as many condensed cliff houses in this area as I could. That was something that I was working on too. And before I do that, I should be playing masons there, or mansions there, but it's going to take me a while, and I don't think I'm going to fill up the space entirely, so... Every mansion that I get in range of the guild hall is worth an extra 20 points. I'm definitely going to play a singleton in this corner, even if there aren't mansions that are here ready to score off of it. Wonder, ooh. Yeah, yes please, yes please. Then we have another big old 2x2, which, I mean, I guess could fill up this space, but I don't want it to. What if I were to play it in one of the harder to reach locations that I've made for myself now? Like here, move it all the way to the left. How many points is this? If it's above 20, I'll take it. 22, sure. Another thick house, really guys. There's no way that I can get this to fit in there. No, okay, so then that's a 2x1 position or smaller. I don't think this cliff house is going to be in range of the guild halls. I think there was a spot like right here for, yeah. I could maybe fit a singleton and then a 2x1 in this spot, but like, come on, it just works. So I fit a singleton on the right-hand side is what I'm thinking. Oh, hold on. Maybe this will allow me for more space. We can just clip it over top of one of the houses for some reason. This is a spot that I'll futz with for a bit. Sure, right there. Maybe that fits another building into it, maybe it doesn't, but I'm fine with that. Cliff house. Be right back. Big news posted in the Discord by Andreas. I think the lead designer for the game. I'm not sure if he gets the title of a dev or not, but somebody that talks about the game and its inner workings commonly. Most buildings only check the corners. For some, there are additional points. A bit cryptic because we don't get a list of fully what buildings there are and aren't that have to check more than just the corners. But we can do that ourselves. We can take on that as that as a project in the community. I've got a set of notes posted on the posted on the Discord that is starting to compile some of that information, but I'd rather play the game than continue to compile that information, so it's going to be a back burner project. I'd rather get a world record in every challenge and then start on things, and I've also got other projects like, making an achievement guide. Specifically, the next run that I'm really interested in doing, which is why I want to speed through this a bit quicker, is playing with a controller. See what that feels like? I not only play with the controller, but get the speedrun achievement to get to Island 7 with controller. I'm gonna get it at some point, but I don't know how long it's gonna take, and I don't know if I can come up with like tips and tricks for people that are trying to 100% this game. Now, a word of caution for anybody playing games: don't just go into it trying to get it like a checklist complete. Don't just go down the achievement list and be like, oh, this is what the devs want me to do. Oh, this is what the devs want me to do. Oh, this is what I should do next. Oh, I need to look this up online because I don't have it. Theory craft some of your own builds. Get a little bit more like loose with the game. I feel like I had that switch from having games be checklists, things that I could complete, things that were just like tasks for me to do, into experiences when I played Outer Wilds for the first time. Great game, you should go check it out. If it's not your cup of tea, sure, that's fine, that's whatever. I get that some of my friends can't play it. I'm intensely sad because of it, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. I think Blueprint slightly beats that one out. Anyways, back to the game that I was playing. I wanted to play a cliff house here, but I need a smaller one to see if it's going to fit at all. I don't think so. I played this big cliff house here. That might have been a mistake. I'm not going to worry about that as much as I have previously. This building, I don't want to play into this corner because then it wastes a block of space unless I get a singleton. I'm saving singletons for over here or anywhere that could be played in range of the temple and guild halls. If I play this and leave behind a block of space, though, is that really that bad? Because, like, it's only one lost block of space. I've already gained so much from playing condensely in this corner. Let me play it. All right, and then this guy might be one of the buildings that can go over top of this 2x2. Might. I really don't think so. It's either going to be a 2x1 block that can fit back there, a 1x1, or nothing at all, and I'm leaning very heavily to the nothing at all. I could maybe fit this guy back. I can. Okay, so there isn't enough space for a 2x2, but I can get it over top of this house, which is quite nice. So that's a building that I'll want to place. Oh, maybe I can... Okay, I don't know if I want to play it that high. Is there any building that I could, like... Could I fit a singleton right here? I really doubt it. I really doubt it. So I think if I play it higher, there's a chance that, like, buildings underneath this wall platform can be pushed high enough to be detected by the guild hall. I just hope that I don't push it too high and ruin the, like, house placements that I could do here. Now, this, I've heard from the devs, is also considered detectable ground to the cliff houses. I have no idea, like, how exactly it works, but it feels like that's a bit more smooth of a transition now, because like the corners can hit the edge of the cliff house, if you can see that, because this used to be a gap right here. Where do I go from here? Back to good old oh, we got a 2x1 cliff house. Let's see if it fits. If it doesn't, we go back to the good old reliable wall that we have in this corner. It does not fit, and it seems like it's encroaching on a lot of edges when I try placing it. Yeah, okay, not happening. What about in like one of the corners back here? Because it can usually clip through a wall platform a bit. I just don't know by how much. Doesn't seem like it, and there's no way that it's going down here. I definitely don't want to play it down below. This seems like a spot for a single building or nothing at all. This seems like a good spot for, cliff houses in the future. I think at this point I should try building down here. So I've got two methods of doing so. I either play a fountain over here, because that's going to pull it off of the cliff house, right? Fountains do that? I'm not going crazy. Where are my fountains? God, the buildings are so small. No, it doesn't. I would need to play a mansion and then into a fountain to pull it off, but I can't get a mansion in range of this fountain. Yeah, so the only way for me to build over into this area is to bounce the wisp all the way around. Is that worth it? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll start working on it. We'll get over there. Works. I would prefer to place this block here, right at the bottom, but I'm not going to get the opportunity to, so I could play it a bit higher right here, or even higher still. Let me double check the plateau spot to see if that still works. So I need to play it on some kind of flat ground here, because you can see if I play it straight in the middle, it just goes down too far. So playing it on this edge is a possibility. Playing it on this edge is a possibility. I can also do some weird like camera tricks to be able to get it, yeah, like along this wall at different angles. We need to find a way to slide this in as far as I can, so I need to play it on this cliffside somehow and move it forward while I'm doing so. I'm going to... Okay, so that's 72 point position. It looks like it's... Okay, so it's roughly around here. Okay, where could masons be played that are not going to be beside cliff houses that could help scale this plateau to give me more points? Is there any other weird plateau spot that I can get off? Okay, now knowing what I know from Wooly. Can I get it, like, inside here? No, because that's it clipping into the statue now, and that's going to break the building placement. Could I play it over here? I think that corner goes a bit too far out. Both of them go a bit too far out. I think this is going to be one of the only plateau spots. Now, maybe I could stack two plateaus on top of each other? Okay, so I'm going to play the 72-point plateau just to see if I can play a second one in this area that follows it up. Ooh, and if I get it like at a good height here, so I could get an extra 4 points, or if I keep it here, I can give myself more buildable space by leaving this ledge playable. Like if I put a house over top of it, yeah, it glides over top of this. So I would like that more. This seems like a spot for a mansion in the future. Can I play a plateau on top of it? It would be so cool if I could. I think this top corner is not hitting anything, because like buildings can't detect other buildings' playable spaces as a corner that they can play on, or like I guess platforms, I should say. They're two different types. So like a house, sawmill, anything can detect to this as ground, but when you're trying to play a building that creates ground, it doesn't detect other ground buildings as ground, only like true ground. So I really doubt that I'm going to find a spot that gets this guy down. Yeah, I would need to play one off to the left, and that's not possible, because then it goes down the chasm, and one off to the... Sorry, one off to the left, one off to the right. And I need the plateaus anyways for wheat field spots. So this is a great placement. It shows me exactly how much space I'm taking up on this wall platform. It's also... Hold on, it's using... Is a wall platform considered true ground, but a plateau isn't? Okay, I don't understand why this building isn't playable. Maybe the corner in the back is not on one of the edges. Maybe too much of it is on a wall platform. Maybe this wall platform actually has like some buildable ground underneath it that I'm missing, that, like I can't remember at this point. Let me undo that building, place some masons in the plateaus area, and then we'll move on. So I would like these to be in range of the temple, or a range increased temple. If I play them here, they're worth -5 and only going to get worse from here, but they will help scale houses. And that's about it, really? Okay, how many points am I getting on a plateau from a mason? Where are they? 8. And I'm going to be placing 4 of these, and I'm only going to be placing 1 mason in range. So this guy's worth 8 more points if it's played within range. It definitely can't go on the inside, because that's where all of the cliff houses are, and then it hits a massive negative. If I played on the outside, I could make the wisp bounce to it by playing it in range of 1 of the cliff houses, which I kind of like. I would like it to go a bit lower so that it doesn't hit the shamans, though, and I think this interacts with where the plateau position is going to be, but we'll see. I could also play 1 more cliff house that's a bit further out that's going to allow this mason to hit it easier, which I think is the play. Let me try playing it on the inside just to see if this is, if the plateau is playable after this mason. I don't think it is. There's the plateau, and yeah, that's like directly in the spot where it's going to be going. It was worth around 72 points, so like, I think it was a bit further up from here. Yeah, it was like right here or something, but like on the cliffside a bit more. Okay, so the mason needs to go on the backside of this little island, which then means that I need to play a cliff house out further. Where are we? Cliff house here. Let me just start with here. I'm not going to fill up the bottom space there. If I know that I have a 2x2 coming up next, I can play this one up top and then the 2x2 down below. Or this one kind of covers up that extra block of space by like going in front of the building. You know what, I'm fine with it again. If it deletes just a little bit of space, I'll manage. So now with that guy down there, I think I might need to play a building a bit higher to get it in range of the mason where I want it to. Nope, it does hit. And we've got some wiggle room. We've got some wiggle room, which then just means that I need to check if the plateau can still be placed with that cliff house being there. It doesn't seem like it currently. So it can be played for 48 points there. Can I wiggle it down and in any further? No, it really seems like it's getting blocked by that cliff house now. Which I thought I had more space to build over there. Let me try... That's 52. I don't know if I'm getting it to wiggle in any further. Oh, 54. 66. Okay, so I know that the wiggling is possible. Let's take that and run with it. Let's play our masons. Now, what else are masons going to score if I play them over here? Because like it might not be better. Let me add this cliff house before I commit to that. The masons are going to score markets. They're going to score warehouses. Those are going to want to be buildings down here. Can I play the masons and mills, which I'm going to play down here eventually? If I were to play the masons along here, they'll get a menial amount of points, but they're probably going to be more worth it in the long run, especially if I do play 2 plateaus here with wheat fields on top of them. So the masons go down here. I don't need to play them in range of this plateau, which means I can just play the plateau even before I play that cliff house, and I can get the plateau in a better position. The better plateau position I have, the more space I have for mansions and houses, or just any residential building. Again, thank you so much, Wooly, for posting all of your cursed buildings and, sharing your insights on where and why you get to play those buildings, compared to, like, just posting an image and being like, yep, wiping your hands clean of it and being done with the whole interaction. Love an open line of communication with other members in the community, which feel completely free to join the Discord and say, like, anything you want about this game. If you've got your own little tips or tricks, do let us know about them, because you will end up in one of these videos if they even give like an extra 2 points, you know? We've got the level up point inverter. We've now got weird plateau placements. We've got Connor's zoom trick. I don't know exactly like if I've given any, I'm gonna call it like a tertiary skill to the game. The primary one is playing buildings for points. The second one is like creating districts. The third one is like the minutia of like how you get to play those buildings, right? I guess the fourth one would be boon interactions. I guess the one that I contributed to the game so far is quote-unquote developing the meta for 20 island runs, where you just pack in a bunch of sealed boons and you make one island worth everything because of how score loops work in the game. But that feels more like just mathing it out than anything, which I guess is a valid contribution. Okay, all that being said, Cliff House can go down here and we can finally ping the Wisp onto some mansions. Do I think I'm ready for that? Do I want to do that? Yeah, kind of. I'm kind of done with playing my Cliff Houses. Not done with playing them, but I don't want to continue playing them in this corner. I'd rather play them further out over here. So we're going to have to start playing mansions and fountains that lead us all the way down. Let's look at some fountain spots to see where they're good. I would like to get them further out of range than, where like a temple is going to hit them. But if they're worth 56 points, then I mean, it's a little bit hard to pass up on that. I'd have to play it for the 42 though, so that I leave enough space for a house on this side, but then I might not be leaving enough space for it. So then I might play this 55, that leaves 1 block of space behind, but I can always play a hut there. Is the hut going to be worth much? I don't think I've played many of my industry buildings, so sure. It's probably also going to be in range of all of the city centers now. Okay. So they want to be played, hold on. These ones, not all that great. They're still an extra 20 points on the guild hall and they take up minimal space. The 42 is really good right there. Okay, so they're starting to be not great, and then they get in range of the 2 city centers over there, so then they're fine. I don't know about playing them here and taking up this space. An interesting dilemma. I will look around in future. Ooh, before I forget about a spot like this. Come on, you're gonna give a guy like me a spot like that? How am I not gonna take it? Can I put 4 down here? No way I can put 4 down here. Okay, so that's a great use of space. How many huts do I have? I have 16. I feel like I'm going to struggle to find spots for the huts by the end of the game, so I'll play as many as I can in small, tight areas. I have another spot for one here. I might save this corner for the future, but this 43 is looking really good. Huts also can be played on slopes more than other buildings. I have no idea why, like the inner machinations of huts, but like they're very smooth. I think it's just that they're so small that like slopes don't affect them as much, because when you're playing a house or something, the total change from you playing this like bottom left corner into the top right corner when you're playing over top of a slope here, this isn't as heavy of a slope, is going to be a lot more. And so it's like taking the total difference of like, oh, there's half a block of space difference between one of your corners compared to the other. We're not going to allow you to play there. We're not going to allow you to clip underneath. But a hut is so tiny. It's, I think even less than a 1x1, slightly less. That the overall difference from one corner to another, it just doesn't matter when you try playing it. Like, yeah, look, I can snake this down this slope some. I mean, that's a great spot for a hut, but I will save those spaces for later. Building pack, why not? We've got a new mountain shrine. We've got a new fish kite. The fish kite's actually pretty cool. They get to be played here. They get to hit one terrace, maybe a second one if I play another one up here. This is a... Right, it's going to take me a long time before I draw that terrace. I'm not going to, like, consider it. What am I playing next? I wanted to do... Ooh, something I should have considered with these huts is somehow bouncing the wisp onto a fissure, then picking it back and forth between huts and fissures to get extra points on both of them. Well, it's 5 points per building. It's fine. I don't need to. Mansion or house in this corner is now the question. We've got a 6-point house. I don't know if I can do that, guys. I don't know if I can will myself to play a building that's worth that little. A residential one. 16, 23. I just feel inclined to play the 23, even though it's getting rid of a lot of buildable space. If I played this one, I could play a building like this in the future, or I could play this building currently and then play another building afterwards. Let's say I play a building here. What would I play in this extra space? I guess a sawmill, actually, because it might hit the lumberjacks from down here. Ayo. Ayo. Okay, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Mansion 1, sure. It's 23 points. Some of that is wisp points, but... there's no way that I can get out extra building space. Okay. We've got a corner piece. It's leaving behind 2 blocks of space. If I were to play it in this corner, it's worth, I guess, 19. So now I'd have to find a way to get these 2 blocks of space back. If I move this L block up by 1 entire building, that will give me 1 block of space to build here and 1 block of space to build up here. And not even an S-shaped building would work. I don't know if I can, end up using these 2 blocks of space on the inside, except for maybe masons can fit. I guess huts also could, but I think huts are worth less here. Where are the huts again? I think they're earlier. Yeah, they are. 29 points. It's a possibility. I'll leave the possibility open. I'll just play a mansion down here for 23. Maybe cliff houses are good on that side. I don't think they will be. I really doubt it. Now, if I wait and play this corner piece somewhere else, like maybe it can go down here for me, I could play a larger L building up here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Save a bit of space. So as long as this pings the wisp, I'm fine to play it. Also, the plateau doesn't have like full hit detection underneath. Like it's not a complete square on the bottom. Where it gets these arches, you can shove a building into just by a little bit more. So that's why I'm rotating the building like this compared to, well, maybe this one fits. No, it doesn't. And hold on, I am wasting this space down here, the 2 blocks, if I play this mansion. So I'm less inclined to do that. I would like to play a corner piece like this in the future to bounce the wisp. And I think I have that corner piece coming up next, actually. Yeah, I do. Okay, so this is the proper play then. So long as I can bounce that wisp, which I can't, so then that needs a cliff house. So then I either play a cliff house here, or I play one up here and then one down here to bounce the wisp onto it. I could alternatively play a park in this area, but they're worth 14 compared to up here where they're going to be worth a lot more, even if they do delete trees. So it is worthwhile to play a cliff house in between. I can't fit one down here, so I need to play one as like an intermediary step. Let me fish to see what is under this cliff house. I'm fine to lock in that mansion. Still can't be played down here, right? No, not even close. Okay, so I play big one there, and then smaller one right here, I guess. I don't like it, but not living in a perfect world. Is there any other way to bounce the wisp? It is truly just parks, right? And I really don't feel like taking up the space with a park. Actually, what if I play the park in the corner? Hold on. Let me see how much space the park takes up if I try to put a mansion down here. And how much points a house is worth in this corner. 50 points. I can't reasonably do that. 62 points on a house. Wow. And there could still be a wall platform that I play above this guy on this wall. So that means that I don't want to play my cliff house there. So how do I get this wisp wall? I could find a spot to like get a crazy wall in here. Maybe it'll connect to the other one. I think it's underneath the plateau, so that's not happening. Yeah, it is detecting it underneath though, so that's gonna be a bit trickier to place. Can I wrap you on this corner at all? I didn't think so. What about like here? No. Okay, so I think the only two like endpoint or like only 2 feet that you need to check on the wall are the 2 corners, and then if ever it needs to bend, it'll add a new corner for you. So like around this statue, there, that's another corner that it needs. And it has a certain amount of tolerance up or down that it's allowed to go. So it's a lot more than other buildings. Its feet can be on really, really different like verticalities than each other. But if you start building up, it's really hard to wrap it around buildings, I've noticed. I don't know what the exact calculation on that is, but like maybe it's got a certain amount of give either sideways or upwards, and it's not willing to do both. If I play a wall like this, then I could score a house off of it negatively, which still bounces the wisp, which gets it to where I want it to go, and then I can play houses across this side, which are better than mansions, which I like more. Or what else could I play back here? A park? I'd rather play the sawmill, because I'm going to add more lumberjacks here in the future. It's a great spot for one. How much space is the sawmill actually taking up, though? It's at the beginning, because I haven't played any of them. I could maybe fit a park in beside it if it was a skinny park. I can take a hit for one park being misplayed to get some extra points. Let's fish for a skinny park, then. Or can I play this regular one? Up here was one of the spots that I had. And then we've got a skinny park. Isn't that just lovely? So I've got 16, and then maybe the... Oh, that might not be possible. Unless the sawmill is allowed to go over there. The sawmill is allowed to go over the stone, because, like, stone is a buildable material for a sawmill, but stone isn't a buildable material for parks. Oh, and it can even go into the wall here. Okay, but if I play it on this side, then it's getting less points from the... Ooh, that's rough. Am I able to play this park how I wanted to? I don't think so around the sawmill. I think that's not enough space for it, and I don't think there's a spot for me to get like a building in back there. Could I play a fountain back here? It would eat a lot of the points of what a fountain could be worth. Where are they again? Here. Yeah, it's worth 11, and like maybe there's enough space, maybe, for a sawmill. Can't go underground here. No shenanigans. What I could do is line up a fountain spot for the future, and then just have that ping my wisp on, or I guess, hold on. If this fountain can be played here and I can fit a house in underneath it, I'll send it. I'll send it. House, where are you? There, here. I have a small corner piece that leaves one space open for a... I could also do this to bounce it off. Okay, sure. I've got ways to get it off the fountain, and I've got ways to check that this fountain, fits the rest of my buildings properly. 50 is definitely not as good as a 66, but worst comes to worst, I could just play another fountain over here. Okay, is the 14 points worth it to get rid of 2 buildable blocks here? I don't think so. Let me send it. Let me go with the plan that I had originally and not think around the problem too much. And realize that yes, that is the perfect amount of space. Okay. I'm fine with placing a fountain there, even if it doesn't get as many points as it could have. We're going to play one house like this. We're going to play another house, hopefully back here like this, that snaps into the fountain first. If I'm locking in that fountain position, I could test it, but okay. So a small house goes here, a small house goes here, or mansions if I don't have enough houses. We have a long L-shaped block house go here, and a long L-shaped block house go here at some point in the game. They're not going to go down right away. What mansion do I have next? Is it a small piece? It is not. This guy is worth 30 here compared to how much is the house worth here? 38. Okay, so we've got one of the mansion pieces that fills up this space, which was supposed to bounce my wisp, which is why I've taken so long to play it. But like, if I bounce it off the fountain onto the mansion, I don't have a way to get it back onto the houses easily. So I'm gonna play this guy first. Get him out of the way. And then I do have one of these smaller houses to see if I can fit in something like this. And then my... Yeah, okay. I'm going to undo this building. We then check, where are you? House, to see if you can fit in here. No, and it's not even close. I think it actually snapped out to line up with this building, which is tragic. So mansions are only going to snap to other mansions, not to just any building in range. This might be a possibility to get one more house in here. If I play it like this, it's rough. I'll try it. That also moves up, which I don't like. Okay, so then the only way around it is to play this house first and then try playing a mansion up there afterwards. Oh, and we get the exact house that we needed. Dude, a 77-point house. I don't know if that's a new record for me. I feel like it's close. And it's not even like I'm not getting like a temple beside it to make it score extra points. Wait, that could be an interesting strategy. To play your temple first and have other buildings score off of it, and then you demolish your first temple, and then, play buildings after that. So this scales 8 off of each house. How much does a house scale on a temple? 2. Never mind. Not even close. Not even close to the amount that you would need. Let me try playing this mansion back here again. Yeah, I wasn't thinking that it was going to fit. So that is a pretty big waste of space. I would rather fit a different building back here. What would be that building, though? Because I can't shrink anything. And huts probably aren't worth that much. We'll see how much a hut is back there. If it's 40 or 46, like, if it's around 45, I'll be fine with it. There's the huts. 33, 35. I mean, it's all right, but it's not a preference. When I can see 48 or 41 pointers. These guys are also worth 40. Worst comes to worst, I can fill in huts in this spot. I don't want to, but it's a possibility. I could maybe also fit a cliff house in there, actually. Maybe a smaller cliff house on that edge. Okay, well, we bite the space loss and press on. 77-point house. With me building all of this, do I think I'm going to put another wall platform down here to build more buildings on top of? Yeah, why not? It's a great spot for houses. I don't know if it's going to hit the city centers as much, so it's not going to get as many points, but there's also a bunch of masons under here. I feel like this isn't going to block my temple spot. I'll have to double check that. And I think I can get it low enough that it's going to allow buildings to be placed underneath this guy right here. So we're going to check that by going... Oh, I could have undone my last house placement and then gotten an extra 3 points from it. That's my bad for not undoing. The house does fit under here, and it's still worth 60 points. Yeah. Yeah, that's another spot for a wall platform. I need to check my temple to see if it still fits over here, and it does. It goes all the way to that edge, correct? Oh yeah, and it can even scale up. So like this corner is not interacting with it at all. It might stop towers from being placed along one of the sides, because like towers in the center of this area, massive, but they take up a lot of vertical space. This is a good spot for them. Takes up one of their spots. I'll manage that. Sure, I'll lock in that wall platform position. Sure, I will grab another house. This guy, yeah, it's supposed to be worth 80 now. And then we still have 70-point houses up here. Oh my days. Because it's hitting the wall platforms up here that I used for greenery. Okay. And mansions, yeah, are nowhere near as much. So I'm gonna start playing some of my houses here. This feels like the final stretch of wall platforms that I could play in the area. There's nothing else that I could add. Definitely can't get anything off this side. I've put it chock full of shamans and cliff houses. So I would like to build on as much of this wall platform as possible. You see how there's this wall right here that I can't play into? If I play a building right in this corner first, I can snap buildings down and into it. It might be a bit harder to verify this corner is being played into perfectly, but I'll give it a shot. We'll play you... That feels good. I need to make sure that there's at least 3 blocks of space coming out in this direction. That looks like 3 blocks of space. It's right aligned with this wall, or like the edge of this area, so I know that I'm going to be able to build 6 buildings in this direction, and I can't see it on this side. So I just have to vibes-based think that, like, oh yeah, it's on the edge of the wall platform, unless... Okay, I can see that it could go a little bit further back. I'm more inclined... What kind of building am I inclined to play back there? Do I want to have some kind of hook? No, because I'm not going to be able to play a building that can slot in here. I want to replay this house, and if I can get it pushed any further that direction, then I'll be happy. I'll stick with it. House here. If only the hotkeys went high enough to be able to grab me my house automatically. I might also be able to... if I could, I'd ask the devs to put, like, a number below all of these to know what hotkey it is, but that's gotta be too visually cluttering. It's not gonna be worth it for the average player, or maybe even for me after it. If I was a developer for the game, it would be something that I would test just to see if it feels nice, but I don't think it's something that would actually get implemented. There's a small bit of white space here, but I think that's like within tolerance. And then there is absolutely no white space back here, which I like better. It might be harder to snap into this cliffside though, but it gives me more comfort personally. So then the next building that we play is this 2x2. So I can either play it here, which then it isn't as good because if I... Ooh, it already snaps into the wall for me. I'll just start playing this guy to be chock full of buildings. A 40-point house is nothing bad. This guy's worth 57 compared to being a little bit further out, and he's worth 77. I think I'll wait for a longer L block to be placed there then. The L block could be faced in this direction. Then it's also not worth as much. Okay, I might take it for 56 points then. 59. Can I get any more than 59? No. Okay. And this should snap down for me. Yep, it snaps to be in line with the rest of the buildings. This S-shaped block, pretty good here. It saves me 2 different corner pieces that can dig me out of that hole. I might have to undo this building. We'll see if it allows me to play one in the corner. Okay, so now if I play this building, I'm saving that spot for just a small corner piece, but it works. I like getting rid of 2 S-shaped houses, you know? But there's no way to test it unless... Hold on. I have a small mansion? Come on. Okay, it does fit. Perfect. Perfect. So then I can grab my house again. Play you here. And then I'll double check that the mansion can still work after this placement. Because it might be snapped into, like... Ooh, yeah. Because it might go a bit too forward on this section. Interesting. Is it just me being bad and not being able to play this mansion? Undo mansion. Nope, it is very easy to play this building afterwards. And you can see that that's because there's a small bit of white space left behind here, but when I play that house, it snaps down to be in line with the rest of these guys, and they were put fully down into the wall platform. So I need to play the corner piece before I play that S block, which means I would need to dig for a new kind of house, which if I play this guy in a different orientation, like here doesn't work, that's going to be a leftover block of space in the future. This doesn't work as well. This could, but then I'm really shoehorning myself into 2 L-shaped blocks. I guess it's fine. I'll find the L-shaped blocks eventually. Okay, I'm gonna try this. And then this is a 2x2. If I play this, I'm leaving 1 block of space behind. That's fine, because I can use a hut or something to fill that out. 78 is fine. I'm not gonna look for the 81, because it might not snap. Let me see if I play this, if it snaps in any direction. I'm gonna have to lock in the S-shaped block to test it out, but that's fine. Playing a bit faster and looser. Okay, so it does move down, which is good. Do I actually want to play that 2x2 over on this platform? And I play the S-shaped block over here, so that I have another space for an L? Possibly. Grab my houses again. This guy still does ping the wisp onto it, so that's good. He can be played in the direct corner, it looks like. Or enough of the corner that I'm going to be able to fill up this spot with houses as well. Let's send it here. And then I can play back up here to bounce the wisp up for a bit, and then I hopefully draw an S-shaped block to go in there. If I put this in any other rotation, is that going to be better? Especially for the future. Okay, so I can either play a building on this side, roughly, for 73 points, or I can play a building down here, roughly, for 73 points. So it doesn't matter which place my second building gets played. It just matters where this building gets played. And this is 78 compared to 78. I feel better about this. Actually, where does the hut want to go? Where is my hut? Here. Wants to go in the bottom right for sure. So that's where we're going to leave the extra block of space. Hold on, which blocks give it the extra points? This one for sure. No, so this space wants to be open. This space wants to be open. How can I manage that with a house and an S-shaped house and an L block? So if I put this down here, that leaves the extra block up top. This leaves the extra block in the bottom right. This leaves the extra block in the bottom right. I think this is my best bet. It doesn't make this house worth as much, though. So then I would want to play... Ooh, that's a tough decision, then. If I play it here, 76, I think I'm most comfortable with this one. Okay, we've got a small corner piece. That could be used back here. Not to, like, the greatest effect, but it would save spot for one hut to be played somewhere. Or I play this right here, and I get another hut spot. Or now that I know that I have this corner piece, I can play differently around this S-shaped house. Can I? Really, though? I can get 76 points. I'll take 78. And then this is 72 compared to 79. Oh, I'm going to want that 79. Or the 80? The 80 feels good. Just see big number. Bigger number, better person. Here, hut. 43, that's still good. I think it doesn't beat out the 47 here, but that's not going to matter too much. And this guy is not going to be getting close enough to get more than... Ooh, it does hit 40 points somehow. I'll play the house first, though, since that's more load-bearing. It's an 80-point building. Come on. Come on now. Oh, yeah. I feel like this might be world record. Before I lock in those buildings, let me check the hut spots. I'm going to add building packs after this. Okay, so one fits there, one fits there. Good and good. What's my next house, by the way? It's still an S-shaped block, so I don't think I'm going to get the wisp to ping back over here, but that's fine, all things considered. I am, by placing this wall platform there, boxing myself out of playing the huts underneath, but with the extra space that I've made for huts up top, it's fine. I don't need to be exactly perfect on the space that I'm making. I don't think. I hope not. I hope not. This S-shaped block is going to need to go somewhere over here. I don't want to make another spot for a hut, so I'd rather play something like this. Yeah, that feels better. I'm going to lose a block of space up there, but like I have to lose that to the cliff at some point. So let's play this. We can play another building that follows it up exactly, which is great. Then we're waiting for an L-shaped block here. I could also stuff this guy in the corner. And does that help me get around other S-shaped blocks in the future? I don't think so, because if I play this guy... actually no. No, both of them are fine. Both of them are fine. I feel more comfortable with this one for some reason. Now we have one of the L-shaped blocks that we need for this corner. To play it for 54, this would have been 59 had I bounced the wisp, but that's fine. Let me grab the 54 points. There's some way that I can wiggle this. There we go. Okay, we have another L-shaped block. It is not the correct L shape, though. I could play one back here, but I would kind of like to play one here, and then maybe an S-shaped block can be pushed into that corner. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the two spaces back there are lost space. Well, they're not going to be lost to huts. So let me see how I could fit more huts in. Where are my huts? And how many huts do I have left? 14. Okay. 39 points, 35, back here is worth a lot less. Okay. That's still surprisingly good. 35 points, 40 at one point. Is this worth it over playing more houses up here? This is going to be... Ooh, that's a difficult decision because I want to get my wheat fields in range of my guild hall because they're really, like, dense buildings. Not point dense buildings, but just dense buildings. If I play a green platform over here, play a bunch of wheat fields, play a green platform above it, play a bunch of wheat fields. Interesting. If I had like the perfect setup, what I would have done is done it on one of the wall platforms over here and had my Hermitage just be slightly closer so that my wheat fields can benefit both my guild hall and my Hermitages at the same time. Because I'm assuming that I'm going to get like, I think there's 25 in the original pack. I'll start drawing some from the next pack pretty soon. So I'm going to get up to like, what is it? At least 32 of these buildings by the end of the game, which means that if I put down 2 wall platforms that aren't in the wall at all, or I can have the wheat fields snap into the wall, I can place 16 per. I can have 2 wall platforms that fit all of my wheat fields. Which, sure, they're worth 3 less points because they're not going on the plateaus. The plateaus can be saved for other buildings, which is good. The wheat fields are granting an extra 32 points per building to the guild hall. Not per guild hall, because I have 2 level ups. 16 point. Minus 10 points on 1, times by the score multiplier for negative 16, times by 2 guild halls that I'm placing because I have 2 level ups for minus 32 points, and then I point invert those minus 32 points. That's the calculation that I'm doing in my head. I think there might be enough space underneath this wall platform somehow to get another one in. If I could, then I could put some of my wheat fields there, but that might feel wrong too. Yeah, okay, so let me say I do this placement. I could probably hit that guy in the future. I can definitely hit these ones. Is there enough space to put my wheat fields in between these 2? Oh yeah. Okay, so I am losing a bit of space to this wall over here, but I can stack wheat fields pretty condensed, and are they going to be in range of the guild hall if they're all the way up here? Because I want all of them to be in range. Guild hall is here. We want it to be placed... Not many, actually, and if I place it over here, it's even less. Interesting. So 1,023 is the least. We'd only be getting a few of those wheat fields. I don't think it's worth it at that point to make wall platform wheat fields. We'll wait. Do I play another wall platform above here for more houses? How many points would houses on this side be? Because I think they're worth less as I extend further out here. 32 isn't bad, but it's not as good as other spots, as we can see. Okay, what's next? Keep going with my houses. This, I said, felt like... Okay, so like it just matches up really nicely with everything, but it leaves 2 blocks of space back here, unattended. Or I could do this as like another L block building that takes up that space. Sure. Oh, and I have the exact wrong S-shaped block now. I'm going to play around with that differently then. If I do this, I'll save space for maybe an L-shaped block and fit back there. Oh, but then that's yet another one of... Wait, is it? I think it's this L-shaped block, actually, that goes back there. House. It goes here. And that's the wrong L-shaped block, yeah. Might have enough space. Hard to tell beforehand, though. Where would I play these houses elsewhere, then? Let me play this guy just anywhere, randomly. I'm going to undo him, so that I can figure out where I want this guy to go, and where I could fit this block around him well. Don't like that. Unless, hold on, I have taverns, right? Where are they? Here. Where would I want to play taverns for a lot of points? They go down after the temples. Ooh, 154. I know that I'm not going to get them in range of breweries. Those are going to be hard to play around the hop fields. I could maybe play one over here in the future, but 154, and they each take, like, I think a minus 15 point hit from each other. This is where they're going. I don't think they're worth much more down here, and it's hard to play them up top. I could have left space up here for one of them. I don't think I want to leave space behind here for one of them. Playing 2 taverns here is fine by me. Can maybe play a 3rd one in the future, but that's probably getting to be less points than what it's worth. Yeah, this is where it's going to go next. Okay. So this is sectioned off for taverns in the future. I can't be playing them before the temple because that's minus... Oh, yeah, that's minus 40 points per. And the scorn malt is going to make it even less than that. I could play the outside one first, but not the inner one. And I still need more cliff houses and houses to be played before the town goes down. Right, I've already played this block over here, and I'm trying to figure out how this fits around. This leaves one block of space behind, but it puts in another L-shaped block that, like, I have 1, 2, 3 spots for that L-shaped block. I don't want to shoehorn my positioning that much. If I do this, I could put an L-shaped block here, and then that leaves behind 4 spaces here, leaving behind this guy for a hut. How much is that worth on a hut? It's worth an all right amount of points, sure. Okay, so hold on. Let me grab my house again so that I can figure out where this was in my head. It was this position, correct? Yes. Okay. We undo you. We grab the house again. Here for 41. Here for 36. We leave this space open for a small house, which we now have, but I don't want to play yet. We can play this guy here and leave behind 2 blocks of space, or we play a longer guy and leave behind 1 block of space up there. This gets me a lot more points. If I were to play it in the center, though, like this is roughly where the big L-shaped block is going to go, that's still 56 points. That's fine. So I'm going to wait for that corner piece. I could capitalize with this corner piece by playing a building here, or I could play it elsewhere. I could start bouncing the wisp down here. I don't like that either, because I still want a corner piece to come out of here. Ooh, wait, can I make it branch or like bounce the wisp if it's all the way out here? This position works. Can I get it any better? I can get it for 48 and it might snap back, and I think I'm good with that. Sure. It does snap back. We have a new S-shaped block, which doesn't fit in here nicely. I'd want to build this guy around how it would fit in nicely. Or, does it have a nice spot to fit in down here? Not exactly. Oh, and I don't exactly know what that is under there anymore. I do have a L-shaped block for a mansion, which is the same as this one, which is the same as this one. We got 3 spots for that L-shaped block. So anytime I get that, I can't play it wherever I am, and I can no longer make cutouts in that space. Am I fine with playing a house here? Where else would I be playing the house? Not out here. This is probably mansions, because it's going to be stacked on top of city centers. The houses can go up here. The mansions could go down below. But if I make this just houses, then docks and harbors are going to be better. If I make it just mansions, docks and harbors are going to be worse, actually. Oh, this is a pretty good spot for a house. I don't know if I can make it fit. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to play this. If I can have it hit that city center and snap back, it'll be perfect. Sure? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, this house, feeling pretty nice to me. 48 points, bounces the wisp a bit closer to this guy. How much is a mansion worth here, though? Because that might change my placement. No, no. This is better if I put a mansion down here compared to a house, I think. I think it reaches that plat. It reaches one of them. 26 points isn't half bad. Sure. Let me add buildings before I make any new decisions. So I'm seeing 2 verdures. Is that... Have I looped around to draw more of my buildings yet? I don't think so. It's actually a possibility. I think I've drawn all of my different types of buildings. Oh, no. Seaweed farms and seaweed fields. That's something I'm still lacking on. I'm not out of the draw pool yet. Ooh, I should have been checking for fountain spots to make sure that I'm not removing those. So 62 is really good. And it's going to be out of range of the small temples, I believe, because I'm pushing them further in this direction. God, a 90. And this is in range of one of the other fountains. This is a 110-point fountain. I mean, this game really is about making a condensed city. I'm almost fine to just send it with this one. Okay, but more mansions can be played that are going to be in range of this fountain. Let me start playing some of the mansions. To play some of the mansions, I need to bounce it from one building to the other. How I do that is through a fountain. And the fountain is only getting 3 points off of every mansion that it's played off of in the future. If I play the fountain now and I continue to bounce the wisp around all of the mansions that I play, it's worth +2 per building. What else could I do? I could use a wall to bounce it off. Oh, hold on. Is there any, like, really tricky spots that I can get in here? 32 is pretty good. There's no way that I can get it closer, right? This is worth 17. This is worth 22. So I could be, 37. So I could be laddering these walls further out. And by further out, I mean just like out in the middle of the ocean, I just play a bunch of them, right? It's not going to scale my temples or my guild halls if I get a lot more in here. So each one of these walls, I can consider if they're in range of like the short temples, are going to be worth like an extra 60 points per. This is a 82 point wall, much better than laddering it outside. If I play a wall that's only in range of where the guild halls are going to go, then I would say it's 1 range increase temple, it's 10 points, it's worth an extra 42 points. So it is just what the amount of a ladderable wall is out in the middle of the ocean at base. Any extra points that I get from the houses are just like the cherry on top. Gonna take another quick break. I'll be back to play more houses and residential buildings in a second.